What's going on, guys? It is the Lone Vault Wanderer, and welcome to another Survivor 2299 website update concerning Fallout 4. Now, before I got into today's updates, I wanted to mention two things. Firstly, when I make these videos from now on, I'm going to organize them by date. So in today's video, you're going to get all of the updates with regards to the website from December 1st to December 2nd. And in the next video which I make, which should be out in a couple of hours, it will cover all of the updates that occurred from December 3rd to December 4th. And the second thing I wanted to mention, if you can see on the screen right now, I have a new video overlay with all of these videos. So you can see the Fallout 3 gameplay to the right, and on the left it's going to be all of the Morse codes and text and pictures that I'm talking about at the time. So with that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed today's content. Alrighty guys, so before I got into these Morse code messages, I just wanted to share my opinion as to what they're trying to represent. Now you remember the events in Fallout 3, where you start in Vault 101, your dad decides to escape the vault, and the Overseer goes crazy, starts to send his men after you, so you, with that 10mm pistol, try to survive and you eventually emerge into the Capital Wasteland. I think that these Morse code messages are trying to tell a similar story, and based on these numerous references to Vault 119, based on these references as I mentioned in my last video with regards to this unknown enemy, this is what I think is going on. You, as the main protagonist, when you first put in your Fallout 4 disc, you reside in Vault 119. Now this unknown enemy is attacking the vault, which is killing a lot of people. You'll see later that the precise number that they give is 899 corpses. So you and a small group of people manage to survive the vault, and you exit Vault 119, emerging into the wasteland, which is presumably the state of Massachusetts. Now this would make sense because it would be consistent with that player, with the protagonist, being a survivor, because you've just survived this massive event. This monster or this enemy, whoever it is, has just killed so many people in the vault, but you have managed to survive. And it would also be consistent with Bethesda Game Studios' way of starting a Fallout game, as in Fallout 3, where you start in the vault, you survive an event, and you emerge into the wasteland. So bearing this in mind, I'm going to read all of these Morse code messages, and I hope you guys can see from my point of view why I think this theory is quite legitimate. So anyways, I hope you enjoy. Calling all stations. This is Vault Overseer 119. Anybody near Quabin? SOS. Vault door breach. Repeat. SOS. Vault door breach. Enemy unknown. Level 1, 2, and 3 gone. Survivors on level 4. Calling all stations. This is Vault 119. SOS. Level 4 is under attack. Overseer is dead. Repeat. Level 4 is under attack. Overseer is dead. We won't make it. Calling Black Row. Outpost. Ground is safe. Too late. Level 4 breach. No survivors. 899 corpses. We are leaving Vault 119. Over. Back to you. Alrighty, so from this is what we know. You, as the survivor, emerge from Vault 119 with all of these other people, and you're heading towards Black Row. Now this area has come up in an earlier video which I talked about. I said that this particular message, who I said was by Bob Anderstein, but it could have been anyone, that's just who I guessed it was, who he went to the Institute in order to solve one of his problems. No one there was actually helping him, so he said he was going to go to Black Row. And now again, this group from Vault 119 is going to Black Row. Now at the time I said that I didn't really know what Black Row meant, I didn't know what the location was referring to. But now what people are saying is that Black Row is referring to Merchants Row, which is actually a location in Boston in real life. Now, doing some research into Merchants Row, what it pretty much is just a small street which, for a long time in history, has been a big place of commercial activity. So what I'm stipulating is that, similar to like the Rivet City Marketplace in Fallout 3, Merchants Row is just going to be a place where a lot of trading is done. You've got, you know, your ammo shops, your gun shops, your medical places, and your clothes shops like Bannon in Rivet City. That's what I'm thinking is going on here. Now, whether Merchants Row shares some other significance, we're not sure, because both Bob Anderstein and this group of people from Vault 119 are going to Black Row for a certain reason. So I think it has more of a significance than just being a mere merchant area. Now, what I'm thinking is that Black Row shares some significance with the Institute itself, and this is on two fronts. If you look back on the past Morse code that I talked about, where Bob Anderstein went to the Institute, said nobody was there, so we went to Black Row. And now you have this Morse code message which is entitled TI. Now people are saying TI stands for the Institute, so possibly all of these Morse code messages coming out of Vault 119 are actually coming from people from the Institute, and they're going to Black Row for a certain reason. So perhaps Black Row is another outpost or a location within which the Institute resides. Now that is just pure speculation on my half, but I think Black Row does share some significance with the Institute, and obviously we're going to see in the next couple of days how this storyline pans out, and hopefully we get a bit more context into it all. Alrighty, so there are two last things that I wanted to talk about before I wrap up this video. The first is that a new page has been discovered off the Survivor 2299 website. Now it has a message and a code on there which you can see on the screen now. Now the message doesn't really have much significance, but it has that 7667 code come up again. So what I'm assuming, like I said earlier in the video, is that this particular message is emerging from the Quabbin Reservoir area. So what significance it has, hopefully we find out in the next couple of days. Now there is a code associated with this site as well, and it has a translation which reads as follows: "They don't know what's coming. It's a key to the great game." So if you guys remember, I said in a past video that Desmond Lockhart might have an appearance in Fallout 4. Well, now we have another theory which might support that, because we see this reference to the great game. Now if you actually talk to Desmond Lockhart in Fallout 3, he mentions that he's going to travel north to pursue the great game of geniuses and billionaires. So now we see again this reference to that great game. So what this suggests is that Desmond Lockhart is going north towards the state of Massachusetts, where Fallout 4 is set, and is going to have some significance in regards to the main story. Alrighty, so the last thing to mention is that at the moment, Bethesda is undertaking this massive sale, and they have these promotional posters to go along with it. Now they're titled Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Now what people are saying, and maybe it's a bit of a stretch, but it's interesting to think about. What they're saying is that these promotional pictures, and I can show you the modified picture on the screen right now, actually vaguely resemble the map of Boston. Now this would tie in with the Survivor website, because we've been seeing all of these references to Boston and the Quabbin Reservoir and just Massachusetts in general. So this would make sense, and maybe Bethesda is trying to provide us a bit of a hint that yes, Fallout 4 is coming and it's going to revolve around Boston, so just sit tight. But other people would say, and I'm kind of on the fence, that this might be a bit of a stretch, and I think maybe people are modifying these pictures a bit too much. But if you look at it, it kind of does resemble Boston. So whether this is true or not, it's up to opinion. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please put your thoughts in the comments below and just share your theories and thoughts with regards to the Survivor website. This has been the Lone Vault Wanderer, and please take care of yourself.